Perfectly timed moments in fighting. Hello, and welcome back to another video. With this assortment of fighting clips, we'll be looking at moments where people had punctual reaction timing and the wherewithal to do the right thing at the exact right time, be it counter punches, sweeps, or really any sort of offense or defense. These are all moments where the athlete hit the 0.01 second opportunity like a bullseye. Let's get into it. Here's an assortment of Mike Tyson knockouts. Yeah, we all know he hits really, really hard. But how come we never talk about his timing? Getting hit in the head sucks, but Tyson was able to time his shots perfectly, and he often was able to find the button amidst the chaos of trading shots. These are mostly bullseye punches that Tyson is landing. The timing is immaculate. How about some perfect timing in Muay Thai training, though? This was taken at a seminar hosted by Muay Thai legend Saenchai. A big part of Muay Thai is catching kicks and countering. One of the best and coolest ways to counter is to sweep your opponent. However, that didn't really work here. The guy that threw the kick, Superlek, is pretty good at Muay Thai himself. You should check him out. He was anticipating the sweep and he jumped it. The timing he has down as muscle memory is beautiful. Then Saenchai hops in and helps his opponent sweep him. When Felipe Andrew triangle choked Keenan Cornelius, everyone was shocked. Keenan was heavily favored to win this match, but Felipe has this signature triangle choke of his that people really need to worry about. The Brazilian creates an angle, throws up the triangle, and then chops his leg across the back of Keenan's neck as he can't posture out of it. The attack and the finish were all timed perfectly. A great example of incredible timing is watching boxers slip and rip. Offense and defense were both executed perfectly at the same time. Seen here, our man in the red gloves is able to throw his head off the center line to avoid damage, but also it lines his opponent up for an overhand or a straight counter. This actually lands twice, showing some pretty darn good boxing savvy in my opinion. It gets a bit sloppy after that, but hey, my man was probably feeling like he was on fire in that moment. I can't tell you how many times I've practiced this in the shower, and in the mirror at home, and in mirrors in public, and really anywhere I can see my own reflection. This is one of the slickest bits of boxing in the history of throwing punches. Canelo looked so smooth right here. He sees the shots coming and predicts what will happen next. He eats a little bit of a cross, but ultimately, this was about as rad as it gets. This may not look as cool as Canelo's defense, but the timing is perfect. BJJ is just like chess. You need to set traps and know when to attack. The man on top has a grip on the collar and knee on belly. An arm is lingering there, so it's isolated without really being attacked. As soon as the guy on top felt his opponent think about something else, it was that same blink of an eye that the armbar was attacked. Beautifully done. It's nuts how scientific Gordon Ryan has made his jiu-jitsu game. Ryan may not be the nicest guy, but you can't get any nicer than his skills. When he took on Philip Rowe, he showed this beautiful sweep to take the back. He's not working on 100% all the time, but rather, he inches up from half guard slowly, uses a hook to kick Rowe's leg out, and then latches onto the back. He changed the tempo with the sweep, and in an instant, Rowe was in hot water. Flying arm bars, sunglasses, and kick flips. These are the coolest things in the world. From a collar tie, the seemingly smaller guy throws his body up into his opponent's and isolates an arm. He immediately attacks to hyperextend it and works flawlessly. He attacked this when his opponent wasn't thinking to defend. How about an even cooler armbar? Jeff Glover is one of the most creative grapplers in the world. This armbar is like there was a fight scene between a squirrel and a bear. This has got to be the coolest armbar in the history of hurting people's limbs. I watch this about 30 times a day and 80 times on weekends. The way he walks up his opponent like a stepladder and crumbles him down with the arm already extended is beautiful. I'd record this armbar over my wedding tape if I could. But that's assuming someone would want to marry me. Here is one of the best timed signature moves that isn't the RKO. Floyd Mayweather's pullback counters are a thing of beauty. He leans back and lunges forward like a piston. His Philly shell stance is an invitation for fighters to throw shots at him. However, it's always a trap, and he's got one in the chamber, ready at all times. He's one of the best for a reason, and this is one of the most successful moves of his career. Of course, it would never work without impeccable timing and great reflexes. Yes, this clip again. However, I can't talk about incredible timing without showing this. Cosmo Alessandre was able to sweep the leg of his forward-pressing opponent. With the same leg he used to sweep, he brings up a knee to his falling opponent's chin. This is a work of art. Illegal striking art, but it's still art, dang it. Wait, add Irimari rolls to the list of really cool things. An Irimari roll isn't something to order at a restaurant. It's something you'd like to receive if you hate having a connected ACL. Seen here is Marvin Castell executing this takedown into an advantageous leg lock position flawlessly. Everything about this is beautiful. The entry is great, and not by the looks of it here, but very difficult to pull off. Then the heel hook finish is the icing on the cake. Why not have another Irimari roll? This was done in a wrestling match. I've only seen this done a handful of times in wrestling. I'm sure it's much more risky under the wrestling rule set, but it's also less expected. The dude using this technique does it very well and chains it into his wrestling game in a very suave way. Really cool stuff. Pull back from the uppercut and use that momentum to land a bomb of a right hand. This is gorgeous. The way he adapted after seeing the uppercut getting loaded up is phenomenal, but the execution right after is what really won me over on this. The counter cross landed flush and puts his opponent down. This is a great example of timing beating speed and power. If that last knockout looked familiar, you must like legendary boxing knockouts. Seen here is Evander Holyfield putting Buster Douglas away with a very similar counter shot. He read the uppercut and pulled away from it. This opened up the opportunity to fire off a straight punch. The cross lands, and that's all she wrote. This, of course, an iconic bout, is well worth going back and watching in its entirety. Here's some slick head movement in sparring. If you can make the hands-down style work for you, then it's worth it. Why not add style points to your fight game? Of course, you need to have head movement like this guy does. Being able to time and predict shots are imperative to fighting like this. Otherwise, it's just asking for damage. However, none was taken by the hands-down dude here. Sweeps in Muay Thai and kickboxing are my favorite. It looks far easier than it actually is to perform. Seen here, the man in orange waits for the knee, and right as gravity from the knee going upward alleviates weight on his posting foot, the sweep came in and dumped him down with ease. Thankfully, the follow-up kick didn't land. One of the best sweepers ever is Saenchai. This man is a black belt in janitorialism with how well he can sweep. This is a compilation of him sweeping opponents and reading them with ease. After doing this for so long, Saenchai seems to know the exact fraction of a second that he needs to kick his opponent's base leg. This has resulted in him giving fans a lengthy highlight reel of him taking opponents down. Let's end things with some Judo. There are so many answers and rebuttals in Judo, it's hard to tell who truly has the upper hand in a throw until the throw is complete. Seen here, the man in black shoots in for a takedown and wants to circle to the back. This is what I believe is a Harai Makakomi throw. The guy in blue gets a grip on his opponent's far side armpit, fits his hips in like a puzzle, throws his leg in front of his opponent's, and catapults him into the air. Perfectly executed and beautifully timed. Well, that does it for the video. Again, make sure you leave a like, we really do appreciate it. You know the drill, subscribe and hit that bell icon to make sure you never miss out on any future videos. Anything you want to see next? Drop us a comment and let us know. Thanks again for watching the video. Until next time.